Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video by yours truly. We are actually doing something a little bit different today. We're having a wholesome conversation with one of my favorite content creators in this space. Also has the best accent in this space. The man, the myth, the mother legend, Volkin. Welcome on in, Volkin. Good to have you, brother.
Thanks for having me, dude. Yeah, we've been trying to tee up this chat for a while now, and we've had like how many Discord calls where we probably could have just pressed record, and then we should have just done that.
You know what they say though? They say the best conversations are the ones you don't get on camera. But we've been trying to do this for probably about 3 months, I want to say. And it's my fault. It's not Volkin's fault. Volkin's actually the kind of guy to say, whenever you want to do it, let's do it. I'll make time for it. And he really is that kind of person. It was me kind of like just putting it off and trying to find that situation. I think that has something to do with my like ADHD, bro. I'm like trying to find the perfect moment. And that's something I can work on to improve.
See, I have the opposite problem. Like my missus hates it. If you're trying to organize something with me, you got no hope.
Yeah.
If you call me and say, "Oi, 10 seconds, we're doing this," then I'm there. Like, I'm more just get it done. As soon as I have to put it into a calendar, I'm gonna forget. Like, you messaged me this morning, I'm like, I forgot about that.
I feel like Tecton's the same way. He's a real spontaneous individual. That's like, hey, tomorrow 10 a.m. you guys down or what? And me, I am the exact opposite. I'm like, hold on, bro. We got to plan this, put it on this day. I need to like make some notes on what I want to talk about, prepare. I'm like Batman, bro. No, but anyways, getting into the dynamic of it. The plan for this cast is to have a good conversation on many topics of interest pertaining to not only the gacha genre and gaming, but also real life. And hopefully it ends up being therapeutic for me and you, relatable to the audience, or at the very least, insightful.
Sick.
The first thing I wanted to talk about is going to be an IRL subject. I want you to walk me through Volkin's day-to-day life, including routines, things you do to decompress, the amount of time you spend with family versus work, if you're comfortable with that, and how much sleep you're getting on a day-to-day basis.
All right. It fluctuates now. When I was working full time, it was much more structured where I just get up at 2:30 a.m., go to the gym, then record for 2 hours and then do my editing on the train on the way to work. But now I've been doing this for full time for like 3 years. I sleep in a bit. I try and get up around 4:30, but because of the nature of games and stuff, you have updates late at night. Like everything's all scattered. So like
100%.
Yesterday I got up at 3:30 and went for a run and went to the gym. But today I got up at 7 because I was up last night doing stuff for my other channel. So it's just kind of scattered. But in general, the great thing and the wonderful thing for me about going full time is I've got 2 kids. My son's just finished his first year of prep yesterday. So he's just turned 6. My daughter's 4. So the great thing about this is I get to get up in the morning and have breakfast with them, spend time with them in the morning, do all that shit. So normally the morning is, if I get up early, it's normally exercise. If there's something like I need to do for content, I'll do it before they get up, normally around 5:30, 6 a.m. And then we just do like family type morning. Then when it gets to about 8 a.m., they start getting ready for school and stuff. So then I can't start coming in, sorting out stuff for content and stuff like that. Then they leave, and that's when I can normally start recording because the house is noisy when they're awake and home.
Oh, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it, bro. I mean, I understand. The funny thing is you're a couple of steps ahead of me. My daughter, by the way, just turned 1 year old today. And she's noisy, but she's not as noisy as a 4 and a 6 year old. You know what I mean? Like, that's something I want to dive into next. So you're telling me you start your day at 2:30 a.m.?
Not anymore. I used to.
Okay.
I try and sleep in now. So like 3:30 is the earliest I set my alarm now.
Okay.
So yeah, I used to be like hard 8:30 to bed, and I'm like the kind of person that as soon as I put my head down, I fall asleep. So I used to be 8:30 bed, 2:30 up, like that was it. The funny thing is now I set my alarm for 6.5 hours depending on when I go to bed. So if I go to bed at 9:30, then I set it for 3:30. Then I set it for 4. If I go to 9, 3:30, because I came to this realization. Because how old are you?
I'm 31. I'll be 32 in April.
Okay, I just turned 34. So I'm like, like I used to be like 5.5 to 6 hours sleep. That was my window. Like that's my peak window. Good. Any more than that, I feel tired. Any less, I'm kind of wrecked. I was like, that was my peak window. I said to the missus, like, this was probably 2 months ago. I'm like, I think I'm getting old. I think I need 6 to 6.5 now. So that's sort of the window that I try and set myself now. And it just depends what time I go to bed based on what I've been doing because, content updates, shit like that.
Do you still battle the grogginess though? Do you wake up feeling a little bit more achier these days? Do you wake up feeling a little bit more tempting to just go back to sleep?
the funny thing is, it's only if it's a like this morning when I went to bed late the night before doing content and stuff like that. And I think it has something to do. I have no idea. You know, they say you shouldn't do like screen time before bed and all that shit. I do think there is some merit to that. Yeah, I feel like there is merit to that, because if I'm on a normal day where I've like finished everything I need to do for content by like 4:30, then I play with the kids, you know, go to bed early, like, you know, 9:30. I wake up to my alarm and I'm like, let's go. Because, and I also think it's because I'm waking up to do exercise, which then makes you feel good. Whereas this morning, because I was late, I'm going to go to the gym later. So I wake up and I'm like sort of just moseying on to walking in, sitting down and doing like work. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I want to chime in on that. It's funny that you said exercise makes you feel good. Obviously, I know that I'm a fitness professional, but yesterday I didn't get a video out on the channel because I just was brain dead. Like I had content creators block. There was nothing I could get myself to pump out. So I went to the gym late at 8 p.m. I just needed to get out of the house and like refresh the memory. Yeah. After I got done hitting that gym and I came back home, I felt a million times better. And I don't think people understand the gravity of getting out of the house, disconnecting, and just completely forgetting about what you got to get done that day just to reset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I think the other one is like I've always loved gym. I've always loved going to the gym. Like that's just.
I was laughing because the 100% Volkin.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't. It's so funny doing those videos, man. It's like I didn't realize how limited my response was, and I'm like, you know, hey, fuck it, you gotta own it. You know,
I'm the same way.
It's all I got. It's all I got.
I actually use 100% a lot myself, but now when I hear it from you, I immediately think of that video.
Yeah, and then they memed on it with the counter, and I was like, that like I said to the editor, I said that is fantastic. I can't compete with that.
Love it. No, but go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Gym's always been a staple in your life. Continue on.
Yeah, I've always loved gym. And I was big on cardio until I had my son. And then like everything, and then, you know, everything like just sort of collapses in, and then it's like,
right.
But lately, like I've been much more enjoying cardio. Like I don't like running so much, but I enjoy going out for my runs now. Because I do normally like, you know, a 3 to 4K run, which is like only like, I don't know, 1.5, 2 miles, I don't know the conversion, whatever it is.
It's fine. It's fine.
But then like I go do that in one direction, and then I just walk back like the other way. And just like that general extra time outside walking,
man, there's something therapeutic about it.
It's super nice. But the other thing is like I'll get my games out and you know, like do my dailies and shit while I'm out walking. But just being outside just feels way better than sitting inside.
Now that is interesting. You get the dailies done on the outside walk. That is fascinating, Volkin. Yeah. So I was with you there until you said that. And this is just a difference in preference. But when I'm out there, it is purely to disconnect. I love to run literally because it kind of just makes me forget about all my responsibilities. And whether it be because of the challenging aspect of it, you know, the fatigue, as well as the mental aspect of, well, I got 2 miles yesterday, I should be able to get 2 miles today, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling heavier. That in and of itself, on top of my ridiculous ability to daydream, I daydream like no other. It helps me just, again, disconnect and decompress. And I was going to say, is that a huge decompressor for you when you get outside of your house?
Yeah, so I would say when I'm running, that's the same thing. But then the reason I've extended it to do, like, because otherwise you'd run, end up at home, sit down and do dailies. Yeah. So I run, stop running, turn around, walk, and do dailies. So it's just a matter of, you know, like, am I doing dailies sitting down at the computer, or am I doing dailies out and about?
You're constantly working. Like you're even working even when you're working. That's fascinating. Whereas with me, I'm trying to like get away from that. I think that's fascinating. There's a differential factor here, but that works for you. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I just like getting outside as much as I can.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you're doing that walk back though, is there any intrusive thoughts that come into your head, or anything you're thinking about with regards to life?
I've been having this, it's a fucking hilarious like existential crisis thing.
No,
like,
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
It's like, I think it was when I turned 34, which was about a month ago. And I don't know why it was, but I was like, fuck, I'm almost like turning over the peak of the mountain. And I'm like,
you're right. 35, halfway to 40.
And I was like, does that mean I'm going to like be training And instead of going up in weights, I'm going to be training hard and going down in weights. And like that was the thing that came to my mind. And I'm like, dude, I'm getting old. And like from that, now I try, like I've always tried to like have like family as like the number one priority, but even more so now, because now I'm like time is the most important thing.
Dude, 100%.
And so, yeah, that's where it's like,
is not enough in the day.
Like, I feel like when I had my son, which was like 6 years ago, that taught me how like scarce time was and how you had to like be organized with time. But it didn't like, but now I've got like more of a appreciation of the limited time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and how
so, like,
you spend it. No, I get it.
But now I appreciate it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day who doesn't have kids yet, and I was telling them they need to have some kids just so they can understand that in and of itself, because you off so much with time until you end up having a kid, and then you're like, holy shit, okay, this is way more valuable now. I have to make this hour count. You know what I mean? But 100%. You end up appreciating it and you ended up enjoying it much more. In fact, it's provided more structure to me in my life, and it made me take life a little bit more serious with regards to how to get work done and how to spend more time with the family. That's why I asked you earlier what your work to family ratio time interval was, because this is going to take me down memory lane. When I was younger, I remember thinking, when I get in a relationship with a girl, I'm gonna have to spend 8 hours a day with her every day. And I hate and I dread having to do this. You know what I mean? And now, looking back on it on hindsight, it's such an immature perspective, and people listening to this might have that same perspective. But today, I'm lucky to spend 2 hours with my girl every day on a day-to-day basis. But that 2 hours and what you do within that 2 hours is everything. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, if I do 6 hours a day with my girl, I think we're going to be at each other's necks. just keeping it 100. Yeah. So I think the important lesson to take away from this is, what are you doing with your time? How are you spending it? Are you pursuing passions? And when you do hang out with family, is the time that you're spending with them matter? It doesn't matter if you're spending out 8 hours a day. And do you disagree with that or agree with that, or do you have a different perspective? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So for me, it's like I've been trying more. So like I've had it split both ways lately, because I moved into a new house about a year ago, and so now my office is at home. Before I was working out of my parents' house, so I had the complete disconnect. I had to drive somewhere to work. Yeah. So I never had that dynamic.
Yeah, so that was a complete disconnect. Now it's here. So sometimes I get into that. Like, for me, I don't know why. It's like, it's just the worst timing. Every game wants to have their updates between the hours of like 7 p.m. and 5 a.m. my time, which is just like
horrible. You have the worst.
I'm like, boys, I'm available all day from like 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Just drop it in there and I'm set to go. But no,
drip marketing at 12 a.m.
No, drip. The Star Rail drip marketing is the one good one. That's like 2 p.m. my time. That is brilliant.
That's the worst for me. I'm always it's 12 o'clock at night. I'm a night owl, so it doesn't matter. But that's me. I'm like, dude, 12 a.m. God damn it! I gotta get up and go talk about this.
But in general, it's like, normally I try and, so the missus will pick up my son from school, and he finishes at 3:30. He normally hangs around and plays some basketball, footy, soccer, whatever, with his friends for about half an hour. So they normally get home at about 4:10, and as soon as they walk in the door, that's when I try and just, like, no matter what I'm doing, just drop it and walk out.
100%.
And that's what I aim to do. And then if I have something else to finish, I'll do it once the kids are in bed.
See, that's interesting, Volkin, because I feel like school helps you with that structured discipline, right? Because they get off at 4, everybody hits the house at once. You're like, oh, this is the perfect time to go and greet them. Yeah. Right now, I'm in the 1-year-old phase. She doesn't have school. You know what I mean? So I have to, like, tell myself, hey, take a break. Go talk to your family. You know what I mean? Go on a walk with them. I don't have that, but I wondered, did school help you with that structure? Or were you already doing that before school? Or,
I just want to hear it. Before my son went to school, I was working at my parents', so it was like I was getting home at that time. So it was like a work type situation.
Still a structure though, of disconnect and then come back, connect.
Yeah, but the good thing is here now I'm home, because my daughter's home a lot more because she does kinder, but it's only like 3 hours, and you know what I mean. So she's home from like 1 o'clock most days, and I can just walk out. And then, you know, she's there, she's doing whatever she's doing, her drawing and stuff. She's always happy to show you. Like, she knows, like, don't come in when the door's closed. If I'm just doing some editing or something, I'll leave the door open, and then she comes in, shows me everything she's doing and stuff like that. So it's really nice in that aspect as well. But with my son, but with my son, it's like, it's really nice. Like, if you don't have kids, you probably don't understand it, especially if they're not at this sort of age. But it's like sick when he gets home, and then we've got like a basketball ring out the front yard. So we go out the front and start playing basketball. And then I live in a court, and you know there's a few other like families in the court that have younger type kids, and they'll just come out. If they see us playing basketball, they'll just come over. They play basketball. They get on the bikes. They go for a ride, like whatever. So it's like it's really nice in that aspect to be able to just go out and, you know, play and have some fun.
Absolutely. And what is that, a 30-minute, 45-minute interval, you know?
Yeah, it just depends on the day.
I'm interested because I truly believe that the average family dynamic, which I feel like in the gacha genre, everybody's single as a Pringle. I think me and you are anomalies with that, you know, apart from M-Tash. But I wanted to say, I think the family dynamic for the most part is no more than 2 to 3 hours, 4 tops, spend with your loved ones, and then the rest of the day is spent with work and probably your alone time, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I like your dynamic though, because you got it pretty split off, well-rounded. You got a couple of, or 30 minutes to an hour in the morning, I would say, and then another 2 hours in the evening, and then are you back to work? Because one thing I will say about you, Volkin, your work ethic is unreal. It is.
Yeah,
you managed to upload multiple times, second channel, main channel. You have an unruly work ethic.
Yeah, on the Star Rail channel, it may look like I'm not uploading as much. There's just not as much content for me in Star Rail when you get like 6 months old. Like you'll see for me when a new game launches, like I'm doing like, you know, the 2, 3, 4 videos a day. But that's why I have multiple channels, because if I just had the one, I'd feel like I'm doing nothing. I need to be doing something. But yeah, like I think that the content flows fine like that. But back to the timing thing. After the kids go to bed, normally I try and spend time with the missus. Like that's like,
of course.
You sit down, go through the day, how are the kids, like all that sort of stuff.
For me, that's literally a 2 hour window tops.
Yeah, but then sometimes
and then she's going to bed.
Because I'm actively doing like 4 to 5 games at the moment. There's always someone that's got something happening after that time, but then but I still try and do it, and then like she'll go to bed, like go to sleep by 9:30. Then I'll just like sneak out and I'll just come and I'll do it, and that's like what happened last night. And that's why I was like getting up today. So that's the way it kind of works.
And that's why I wanted to talk with you about it, because I feel like, you know, you always want to have a little bit of a different perspective from outside of your own relationship, but it's the same with me, man. It's that, and then sometimes the sneak out doesn't happen because I did a little too much cuddling and I'm sleepy. And I'm like, you know what, man, I'll just do it another day.
Yeah.
But okay, we can move on from that. I wanted to have that boomer conversation for the boomers that are listening. So now we can move on to the next topic, which was I have a tough time streaming. And I want to talk about it, and then you can share your perspective on it as well. But the reason I have a tough time streaming is because I genuinely enjoy offline gaming, because I'm able to gather my thoughts without interruption or feeling like I'm on a time interval to speak them. And that's the escapism that ultimately got me into gaming, was playing a game by its own. That's why I like turn-based games, because turn-based games, you play them on your own. You enjoy the story. You enjoy the build mechanic aspect of it and dynamic of it. And then you move on. I never felt the need to like show the world the game I'm playing. And I think that's why I have a tough time streaming. Not to say I don't enjoy connecting with the audience, but I think that's why I have such a tough time streaming. What about you?
Okay, so I enjoy streaming when I have something that I want to stream.
Correct.
If I don't, then it's hard. So the last couple of days I've been streaming Black Clover Mobile over on my other channel, just on YouTube. Okay. Because we've had an update coming. It's still a pretty fresh game. There's plenty to talk about, plenty to do. One of the other ones, like 2 days ago, I had 2 of the other boys who are content creators in the game on stream for about 3 hours. We were just talking shit.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So like I enjoyed if there's something to do, but I think that also the problem is like with Star Rail, like I love streaming summons, doing summons and stuff on stream. That's fun. That's that's really engaging. But if there's nothing to do, I can't do what Tectone does. Like, I can't just like make like I don't know how he does it. Like, people look at streamers who stream, especially long periods of time, and like, oh, that's easy. Dude, that shit is hard to keep engagement and keep entertaining for that long.
100%.
The other thing is when I stream, like, if I go to 3 hours, that's long as hell. I don't know how people do long streams because I get
the same
like
thing.
I just got to get out of the house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's too long standing there. So it's like, it's if you've got stuff to stream.
Well, it's not only that. I think it also goes back to what I was just telling you. That's why I brought up, I genuinely enjoy offline gaming. I love it. Again, having those thoughts to myself and just being able to constantly ponder on what it is I want to do. I think Tectone mentioned that he enjoys playing games on stream more than he enjoys playing games off stream. So it's a different dopamine rush for him in particular. Whereas, do you enjoy playing games offline? I feel like you do because you don't stream much. So I would go to so far as to say you're the same as me, where you actually like that alone time with the game, where you're knocking your stuff out and getting things done.
Yeah, and all the other thing is like, I like both, but I think I like offline. It's kind of one of those weird things. Like with sometimes in a game, if you have a lot to do, it's like, well, I may as well stream it because I'm just gonna be sitting here doing it.
But right. I have that too, but then I never do it.
Yeah, but then I'm like, I'd rather be outside doing that than you know what I mean. So I feel like if I've got something engaging to do and fun to do, then I love streaming. But I do enjoy being offline as well. Like what I'll do is I'll have like obviously got PC clients as well, but I'll have like 3 to 4 games open on my 3 screens.
I don't know how you do that shit, dude.
And like when if it's daily session, I'm like, I gotta get shit done. Like, I'll just open them all up. I'll set my phone up in front of the front screen, and I've been doing One Piece at the moment, so I'll just play One Piece, and then I'll just be doing all my dailies at once. Like, if I have to do it like that. So.
That is crazy, bro. 4 freaking games at once. I'm not kidding. I'm incapable of doing that. I'm incapable of doing an auto battle while doing something. Like, that's how one track hyper focused I am. I just cannot do it.
Yeah, but
but go ahead.
I was just gonna say that gets me onto a whole nother topic of like anime and stuff. Like, I don't know about you. Like, this is what I found. I love having like an anime or something like that to watch. Now, people always get at me because I only do English dubbed, because I only do it while I'm doing shit. So so
you can only pay attention to what's going on because they're speaking English.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go do the dishes. I'm like, I look forward to going to do the dishes because I just put a headphone in, I put my phone up there, and it's just like in the corner, and then I'm just like I'm not actually doing dishes because I'm actually watching anime, but it looks like I'm doing dishes. You know what I mean? Like something like that sort of shit.
It enlightened me though. Which anime are you watching that are given this background utmost disrespectful treatment?
It's One Piece. So to be fair,
it's One Piece. Okay, yeah.
Like, I've done it with everything. Before One Piece, I was doing a Black Clover rewatch because the game was coming out, and I was like jacked for that. But I've done it for lots. One Piece was that anime I could not get into. My mate is the biggest One Piece for the last 10 years he's been trying to get me to watch it. I tried once. I got through 30 episodes. I'm like, this is absolute shit. I couldn't get into it. I'm like, dude, I can't do it. Then Netflix did the live action. Yeah. And that was awesome. And I loved it.
That got my girl into it. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I'm like, dude, I got to try again. So then I opened it, literally I finished the live action. I looked what episode starts after the live action. It was this shit ass episode with Buggy on an island and I'm like, what is this? And I was getting so pissed. And then the way I was like, no, I've got to do One Piece. I've got to do One Piece because if I start enjoying it, it has got so much for me to just it's something that I can always just come to. And so I actually started watching One Piece while I was running. I just played as audio, not watch it.
Oh, wow.
So I could hear what was going on because it was just the animation was pretty poor. The pacing was bad. But while you're running, you don't give a fuck. It's just something in your ears. And so that got me through. And then I got to Alabasta and the whole, the crocodile arc. And then I'm like, I get it. I get it.
It picks up, man.
Oh yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. I just finished the Sky Island arc, and I'm moving on to the next one where they're in the base.
Okay, man. Yeah, you're getting through it, but you still got a hell of a journey, bro.
Yeah.
You got a mountain to climb there. It's going to have those moments where it's going to have some dry patches, but there's always these defining moments that are very powerful that you can actually resonate with. Hell, I found I can't. That's sticky. I can't get into the spoilers for you, bro.
That's all.
But I was going to say, what are your favorite animes of all time? So I was late getting into anime. Mm-hmm. It was about 3-4 years ago that I really started watching anime. Okay, yeah. So you didn't grow up watching Dragon Ball Z or any of that?
Oh, besides Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, but I feel like those are like a different kettle of fish for me. Like, and I guess it's because of my age.
No, you're right. Like, we grew up in the same era.
Because like when I was in primary school when Dragon Ball Z, everyone watched it, and it wasn't yes, it was an anime, but it was more of like a mainstream thing. So like back then I only did the main.
And you had to catch it on TV and shit too.
Yeah, it was on TV. Yeah. Watch it every morning, and then you had like 8 episodes of the Spirit Bomb, and it's like you go back and watch it again, you're like, holy shit, that was so much better in my brain.
And that's a nostalgic trip down memory lane. But were you finishing a thought there before I move on?
Yeah. Favorite anime. I was just gonna say the one that hit me the hardest along the journey. And it was only for like the first 2 seasons because after that I got a bit average, was Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. No, it's good. I mean, it's such a polarizing anime for some people.
Yeah. It was just like, I just watched it and it was like, after I watched it, I struggled to get into anything because everything just felt so...
Well, Attack on Titan has that Game of Thrones feel to it. And it's
that's exactly the way I described it.
And I think that's how people get encapsulated with it. If you love that kind of intensity, which I think it's good, Demon Slayer has the same kind of ordeal where you just are constantly biting your nails for the protagonist and people that are surrounded by it, you're scared to get attached to them. I think that's easily the dynamic that attracts somebody to it, or somebody says, yeah, I don't like this. But it did have a bit of a weird, incredibly convoluted final season.
Yeah, like I said, season 1... mind-blowing. Season 2 was still great, and then it started to drop off.
It's like...
But yeah, besides that, like I like My Hero. Like I just enjoy My Hero. I've just always enjoyed that sort of like... I think a lot of people, especially in like if you're a gamer in gacha games, you always loved... I've always loved superheroes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like everyone always loves that, and everyone wants to be in that world where you get a superpower, and then it's like... I feel like that's just like a really solid, just all-round thing.
It's what makes me a nerd. And maybe it's most men, but most men have a secret craving to want to be a superhero. Yeah, in some degree. And so I vicariously live through these protagonists. It's why I love reading light novels. It's why I watch anime, because I'm like, hell yeah, one day I'll be that guy, but it won't be in this life. Yeah. I mean? But that's pretty much the attraction that brought me into that dynamic. But we can go ahead and move on to the next topic. It's going into the drama of today versus back then when me and you were growing up. Thinking back on gaming when I was a kid, it was very close to impossible to create dramas that exist today in our gacha communities because there wasn't an infrastructure for it like there is today. We got Twitter, YouTube, Reddit. People who had shit opinions back then had to keep their shit opinions to themselves or to the local friend group that they had. But, the majority of complaints back then came from journalism in the industry, which was a very healthy way initially at unveiling game flaws and providing like palatable feedback to an extent. It's a bit of a long-winded, but I'll give you a chance to chime in here. But eventually, the integrity of the journalism became like compromised due to hidden agendas and business ties. So now we live in a day and age where any and all opinions are vocalized in mass on the internet. And the idea of freedom of speech is become questionable in certain people's perspective because of the stupidity that's shared. I know that's a lot, but what I'm trying to say is, and what brings me to this topic of conversation is drama like the name for the character that was revealed in Genshin Impact, like people getting mad at tech for shitting on the word gaming, which is perfectly translatable word in English, gaming. You know what I mean? Like that, it shouldn't be that big of a deal because people are memeing on it. But it's gaming in Chinese, and like it's just the smallest problems turn into the biggest dramas in today. And I feel like it's a big part of that is because of Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, and so many people jumping on an opinion.
Yeah. So my general summary of all of that is just, I can't say the last word that I would normally put in the sentence, but just grow up. Like,
yeah.
Like it's to me, like I just don't care enough to give it. Like so I never had social media. I grew up through MySpace, Facebook, Twitter. Like all that evolved as I was growing up, going through school and stuff.
Right.
I never had any of it. My whole thing was, why would I need a MySpace or a Facebook when everyone I want to talk to online is playing WoW with me? Like there is no point for. I've never had social media until I made a YouTube channel. Then one of the first game I was playing, they're like, can you make a Twitter so we can post your Twitter? Then I made a Twitter. I still don't use my Twitter unless a sponsor asks for a tweet. I'm like, yeah, you got scammed because I got no following. but
I feel you though.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm only on Twitter myself for a business aspect, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't really use social media. And so I think the world's just a very sensitive place now. Like it's very like you got to be careful with what you say because you don't know who's going to get offended by what. So I just stick to my bubble. I'm like, okay, because I think everyone expects everyone to have this whole world view about every issue going on in the world. My whole thing is, and what I try and pass on to my kids is, you just treat everyone with respect.
100%.
Number one thing, treat everyone with respect. Happy days. But outside of that...
I love when you say happy days. I fucking love it.
Outside of that, it's like I'm not going to put 10% of my mental energy into a topic that affects 0.01% of my life. Like it doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, I get there's all these big things going on. There's issues with, for instance, the name of the character. Like, is it this? Should you be joking about it? I mean, if it's funny, it's funny. Have a laugh. Who cares? Like, but I'm not going to get into the whole deal with it because
tit for tat.
I just don't care. Like, yes, I could, like, as a content creator, you can make content off of this stuff and like the whole drama, the whole shit
drama
out there.
Of it. Yeah, the whole shebang.
I just don't care for it. Like I get I could make content on it and you could run with it, but then I'd have to actually like look into it and give a shit about it, and I just don't care. So like, that's my whole view on it. I just think it's just weird, and like it doesn't really concern me as much, but it's more so when I look at my kids growing up, I'm like, holy this is the fishbowl they're getting put into. Which then it's like, holy shit, which is a whole nother thing.
Well, how do you navigate that and make sure that they're equipped to respond to things accordingly and not get wrapped up in all that? Or, God forbid, to get influenced to have the same mentality as a lot of the people walking around in today's society.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is, and obviously as a content creator, I feel like I'm you and me probably not so much. Whereas like, everyone's an echo chamber in their community sort of thing. So
of course, I like minds.
I try not to have strong opinions on shit other than just I'm playing a game and this is my thoughts on character. You know what I mean? I try not to put forward strong opinions on anything because even though I have my own opinions on stuff, I'm also very flexible to listen to what other people have to say, and I'm happy to adjust my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be fluid and have discussions, and I'm happy to be flexible. But if you're flexible in this world, then people see that as, oh, so you were wrong before. No, I've just, I've adjusted my viewpoint. You know, I've adjusted my viewpoint. Aperture. But too many people are concrete in one thing, and that's it, and they will just die on that hill just because they've made a statement about something. I'm like, no, I'm happy to change. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, I try not to like give my thoughts on shit in the world because I'm here to play games. I'm not here to give you like my thoughts on politics and all these other issues. Like we're having a chat, which is more along the lines of something I wouldn't normally do. We're talking about family, shit like that. But I'm just talking about my family and like, I don't think this is like any like mind blowing stuff where it's like,
no.
All that shit. So that's what I try and steer clear of, just because I don't think people should be mimicking my views on everything I do. You know what I mean? I don't think it's worth it. So, and I think there's a lot of that echo chamber follower mentality as well that comes out, and people just get so believe everything on something they want to believe. And it's like, no, you got to be flexible and listen to other things and come up with your own conclusions.
That's why I also do, and it's funny, as much as I think what it boils down to you, Volk, is like you have an extreme ability to be professional, and you understand the idea of professionalism to the point where, you know, it's not worth getting in all the tit for tat when in reality, life isn't so black and white, right?
It's funny you say that because I'm the most like immature person outside of this stuff. Like, anyone would tell you, like, I'm always just taking the piss. Yeah.
But what I was saying, I do think it's important to have conversations as well as strong opinions, because at the end of the day, Volk, I feel like me and you as adults, we also have another role, and that is to influence the young, impressionable audience who is so easily influenced. Because there's a lot of creators out there in today's world right now who influence them to do dumb shit, like they just do, or to think dumb shit and immature stuff. And so a lot of the times you catch me getting into this stuff with these people because I'm genuinely trying to leave an impression on them that helps them become a better adult about certain things. And so if I always stayed out of it, then I would enable the immature side to continue to influence them, right? So like if you don't influence them, somebody else will, and they are the future of society. So that's how I look at it. At the same time, I love your professionalism, because there needs to be that person in the group as well. But if everybody was professional and you had all the little kids just sharing their incredibly unnuanced, immature opinions, then they would never have anybody to grow from. Does that make sense?
No, I completely get yours. It's funny because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch much of any other content creators' stuff unless it's like that sort of shit. Because I'm like, okay, I'm like, what's Smack spinning now? Like, like what facts is he dropping now? Like, I watch those type of ones. I'm like, dude, you just like, isn't this just common sense at the end of the day? And it's like, all right, you know what I mean?
It is, you know, but that's the thing that's wild. Like you said earlier, Volkin, we're in a society now where motherfuckers forgot about common sense. It's like they just don't even use common sense anymore. And so it's like, what you said earlier is like, I'm here to cover games and play games. I actually would agree with that if people had common sense, but they don't. And so it's like, for me, it's like, I'm here to play games, but I also want to make sure I'm doing my part to contribute that, you know, to the topic of kids learning about what you just said earlier, being open to different perspectives. Conversation in and of itself is a multifaceted variable. You don't just look at it from one angle. My client this morning, who I was training, told me about a magician who showed a trick to a person to the right of them, where the audience could easily see the trick, but the guy in front of them couldn't see the trick. And the magician then proceeds to say, see, this is what I'm talking about with regards to perspective. You guys easily can see the trick, but this guy coming from this angle doesn't see it at all. And that's all life is. It's about what angles you're coming from to unveil that trick. And so that's why, you know, that's why I think there's not a wrong answer in this conversation we're having right now. I think there is a point to be professional, but there's also a point to voice strong opinions that have good substance to them. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And I think for me, if I was to talk about stuff like that, it'd be more of a stream allocation instead of a video allocation spot. Like I'm much more, I just like, if I'm in a conversation like we are, like you'll notice I swear a lot more. When I make a video, like I never swear.
I love this part of you, by the way. That's what I'm saying.
I realized I was recording summons in Black Clover yesterday because we had a new character drop. And I was editing up my stream. And I'm like, in the first minute, I said 6 times. And I'm like, dude, it's because I'm on stream. Like I don't know, but it's like, but yeah, because like I mean, because like for me,
you have a professionalism, Volkin. I hate to interrupt you. I just want you are professional as shit. Like I don't know whether you want to admit it or not, but you are.
Yeah, because like for me, like me and my mates, like it's completely different. Like swearing is our filler word. Like, like if a mate calls me, I'm like, what's up? And then I can't even say the last word on camera. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of thing, because it's like, it's just friendly. But yeah, I like, so when I started content, I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna swear at my ass during this, unless I'm in a conversation with someone or I'm streaming. That's the only difference. But
can you be vulnerable with me here? Are you also, and you can be as honest as you want to be about this, are you also scared of judgment on the internet?
I'm scared of getting dragged into bullshit and affecting my because this is my income now.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
That's more the fear than like if someone doesn't like me on the internet,
who cares?
I don't care unless it can affect me in my potential to earn income. Then it becomes an issue.
And that's what I mean by your professionalism. You see what I mean? You have that ability that I don't have. I don't have that ability. I actually know very well that it could affect me, and I still can't resist it. I'm like, no, I gotta speak it. You know
to be fair, I think you capitalize the best I've seen anyone capitalize in content on growing off of something like that. Like your Guoba thing, like, and people say, like, if people say like, oh, you grew from drama, or like, it's not that. You capitalized on an opportunity and you made it. Like, and I'm like that.
Fell in my lap.
And people try and paint that in a negative light, but it's no.
Yeah, they always do.
No. If you did that and you didn't grow, that would be more of a negative than if you know what I mean. So it's like you just gotta play the hand you dealt and make the most of it. Like if you and you got to come away with what you can. Like. And you most importantly, I think you have to go at it with pure intentions, and your intention was never to create that. My intention is never to create it, but if it falls in my lap, I will respond accordingly, you know? Yeah. And my intention is pure. At the end of the day, it's pure intentions, it's not with malice or fake shit. So I think that's important to establish with me. I've never once gotten to a drama with the intention to create the drama. You know what I mean? Yeah. So maybe that's a thing for me. But Volkin, I'm loving this conversation, and you let me know if you need to go, brother. I got a couple more things I want to get into. But I just wanted to touch on one other thing, because that topic started with the changing of like gaming and all that stuff. Did you ever do, like, I miss this so much. Me and my mates, when I was like 16 through it was about 15 or so through about 18, 19, every second weekend, someone's house, grab your Xbox, grab your telly, put it in the car, get their system link. Did you ever do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is the thing that the internet provided so much for gaming, but that's the one thing it took. Like, I used to love System Link.
It goes back to what you said with the time that we were talking about earlier, when you said when you have kids, your time becomes more precious. The internet took away the preciousness of gaming with your boys, because you would go to the house and nothing compared to going to the house and gaming with the fucking boys. I remember the splits where you put the shit so you couldn't see the other person's screen.
Yeah,
we did that for real.
Dude, like one of my mates, his dad was like a tech guy. Like back in the day, like we had a router. Like no one had a router. So we like my house was 2-story. So me and 2 of the boys were upstairs in my room. 3 of the other boys were downstairs in the living room. Like that shit was peak. And 4 tallies going. Like it was so good. Like it was so fun.
Our parents were stressed because we were yelling at the top of our lungs, bro.
Oh, see, my parents loved it. We always did it at my house. Like sometimes with the other boys. My parents like, hey, like my dad's like my dad's like, hey. It means you're not doing drugs. That's cool. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, yell as much as you want. He didn't give a... But
I had the Christian black dad who was like, y'all playing the game on the Lord's Day. Get off that damn game. Go outside. I was like, God damn it, man. My dad was like that. He did not fuck around with playing games excessively, bro. But at the end of the day, you're taking me down memory lane, and we were going to go there, actually. Because let's do the culture test real quick. I had this down. I'm going to list off a number of games that have released over our tenure as gamers, which we're boomers now, so that's a long ass time. And you just have to answer whether you played them or not. And even if you want to chime in on one that I mentioned, I did them at random. Go for it. Like we can even bond on it, talk about it, whatever. Starting off, Legend of Zelda.
Only through. I never got into the Zelda franchise as such. I played a couple of them on, like, you know how it like evolved through like Wii. When the Wii came out, I'd get one with it and play it. But I was never a Legend of Zelda guy. But I always loved Link in Smash Brothers. Okay,
Super Mario.
Yeah, obviously everyone.
Pokemon.
Getting my son Mario Kart for Christmas. I can't wait.
Oh, nice.
What was the next one?
Pokemon Stadium.
Oh, dude. me, the 3 times speed that you could do
Yes,
for
sir.
your Game Boy version. Dude, I
Yes,
remember
man.
Pokemon Stadium was epic because that was when we went to, I remember this so vividly, this because I was super young when that came out. Like I was Pokemon all the way through, been playing it with my son now. But Stadium was so good because of that first time you got like the 3D aspect. And you know, when you cleared it, you could get like an Eevee or, you know, you get that egg and you get something. It was like the first like gotcha experience.
The graphics though too, man.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
animations were like an evolution.
Yeah, and like you use Harden and they go gold. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
But the thing with that was, I remember my brother, we went to like this nursing home that like had like a yard sale type thing and they were just selling shit. And we went there. I can't remember what I bought, but I remember my brother, like, because my parents said you can get one thing. My brother bought this black and white TV. And we realized we could hook it in, and so because he kept it in his room, and so we'd be up like super early, like playing Stadium on this black and white telly, but just doing the Game Boy game on the 3 times speed, because you know how they had the Dodrio speed.
No,
and
absolutely,
you unlock the Dodrio speed, and you'd be like, you just be doing like you're missing nose trick and shit. Oh, dude, I love that.
Taking a quick break too from it, guys, a lot more lists, but that actually reminded me of a very nostalgic moment when it was time for bed and my parents would come in to make sure we were sleeping. I was playing the fucking light up Game Boy and they open the door and I would put it down and act like I was sleeping.
Everyone did that, man. Everyone did that.
I know.
And then the Game Boy Advance, you had the floodlights that came in from either side, and then you try not to get the glare and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I had the OG Game Boys, like those ones.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. Dude, that just goes. I swear, Volkin, I am horrible with noticing things. I just now realized what you have back there. That shit is great, bro.
Yeah. The
okay,
Tetris
we're going to
days.
touch up on some of that stuff in a bit. But all right, Rayman, Mega Man, or Bomberman, any of them?
None of them. Except for we used to go to this, like, there used to be this place near me, which was like, it was epic when you were a kid. It's like like a dinner restaurant, but instead of like a kid's playground, they had like a kid's arcade where they had a bunch of consoles with TVs set up behind like glass, and that was the only place I played those. Never got into them. Okay,
that's fine. I mean, I've played every game I'm listing. I've played, so I'm just trying to find our common ground and also discover you as a gamer. Yeah. So we got Banjo-Kazooie and Crash Bandicoot.
Dude, love them both.
Okay, dude, Banjo-Kazooie was like a golden game. Like
Banjo-Kazooie, like, and like now you think back to it, like that was just a well-developed game with all the changing forms, like the swimming underwater aspects. Like it had so much to it.
The dynamic of progressing through a story, but along the way unlocking these abilities and then using those abilities to get through puzzles. Yes, you're right. A masterful way of designing a game.
Yeah. And what was the other one in there?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, and then like then there was like Croc as well, like at that same sort of era. Croc was sick as well. I love that one too. And that was like early PlayStation.
Correct. And if you played Crash Bandicoot, you pretty much played Rayman. Streets of Rage and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't even know what Streets of Rage is.
So do you play TMT where it's a side scroll? You're beating up bad guys as you're going through the side scroll.
Wait, was that the Game Boy game?
No, Streets of Rage. Okay. And you know what? It might have been on the Game Boy.
I had a side-scrolling back from the big brick Game Boy days, a side-scrolling Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But like every kid loves Teenage Mutant. Like my son got me for my birthday a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt.
That shit went hard.
Yeah, I love Turtles. Turtles are sick. Like I had all the toys, all the everything.
No. It's I can't believe you haven't played Streets of Rage though. That game went hard as shit, but it was TMT.
I have to look it up.
Same shit. Yeah, that's okay. Beautiful Joe, Devil May Cry, God of War.
God of War, only one there.
Okay, you never played Devil May Cry. Okay, damn, that's crazy.
I just remember God of War. That was PS2, I believe, when we still had them. When we still had it chipped, and every Sunday after I finished work at Macca's, we'd go to the market and pick up games. And that was when I picked up God of War. I remember there's just it was the second quote unquote level where you wake up and you're in bed with all these chicks, and then you could bang them and you get all these extra currencies and shit. Like,
and as a kid, you were like, "I'll sign me up for this shit, bro."
Yeah, that was like Prince of Persia days as well. I loved Prince of Persia as well.
Prince of Persia. Good. I didn't even put that on the list. Good point out. Prince of Persia was gold. That was the first time where you slowed down time and ran off walls. Dude, right? There was nothing ever before that.
Now, did you watch the movie for Prince of Persia out of curiosity?
The one with what's his name? what's his name? The actor.
Yeah, I can't
super
remember.
Ripped.
But
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, though.
But I just thought that movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it because I thought they did the time slow
They did
really well to what it felt like in the game. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Damn it. What is his name? Now that's going to bother me, man. He's a great actor. Fantastic actor.
Remember.
All right, we'll leave it in the air. Okay, so next person or next game, Final Fantasy franchise or Persona?
Neither, to be honest. I didn't.
Damn. Not even the MMO, Final Fantasy 11?
Nah. Like, so when that was the recent one, yeah? No, that was 14.
That's they took it and transformed it into Final Fantasy 14. That's the MMO now, but 11 was the original.
I never, like, my uncle in Canada was big into Final Fantasy, so when we went there, we'd play a bit, but I never got into Final Fantasy. A funny thing, like, I don't even know why my brain did this. I used to get Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts mixed up. I don't know how I did that, but as a kid, like, that it was just like that sort of thing.
To be fair to you, they ended up putting Final Fantasy inside of Kingdom Hearts. So
maybe that's why. Yeah.
No, they did. They put it inside of there.
What were the other games on that list?
Okay, so now Persona.
Oh, Persona. I didn't know anything about Persona until they did a collab with AFK Arena. And then I watched Persona 5, the anime and stuff like that, but still never really got into the games. I know they released a mobile game a while back, but
I've only played 5, so I hear you on that. And Persona fan base is about to be molding at us after that one, but it's just the truth.
Yeah.
Gears of War, Halo, COD.
Call of Duty never got into. It just wasn't my Halo. System Link, man.
Who didn't get into Halo? Like, I'd be amazed if you said no, Volkin. I'd have to strangle you if you said no.
I still, like, I buy every, like, console. Like, I don't play console anymore. Like, since I got into content creation, I only play mobile games. But I still, when there's a new Halo game and I don't have the updated Xbox, I go buy the exclusive Halo bundle Xbox and get, like, the branding one because I just love it. I like
it's a way to bond too.
The story got really mid as we went in, but I remember, dude, like, coming into Halo,
such a trendsetter.
Like, Halo 3 and Halo 4 pre-launches got so good. I remember Halo 3 pre-launch. I don't know if you remember this. They had, like, these audio file things that they were releasing, like, on a weekly basis from, like, 3 months before the release. And it was like a background story. I can't remember the plot to it or anything, but I remember every day my brother messaging that me when it came out. You go online, you go to the website, and it's like this audio file of, like, background on the chief and stuff like that about, you know, the whole Spartan program. And it was so, like, they were, like, investigating it. And then pre-Halo 4, I believe it was, they had, like, that who's the dude that plays Luke Cage
on the TV show?
Yeah, he was the dude from Halo in this, like, little short anime, like, not anime, short
I know the one you're talking about, the Halo Wars anime. Yeah, the blue, is it Halo Blue, Halo Right? I mean, Halo Blue, Halo Red?
No, Blue versus Red is, like, from Halo where they get the in-game characters. No, but they made, like, the actual Halo pre-release series. Dude, I'd have to look it up. But yeah,
that's, like, okay. Where are you going with it? Where are you going?
Basically, with it? Halo was life. That's pretty much where I was going.
No, that's all right. That's fine. I was gonna say me, like, Halo 1 and 2 are my heart. That's my, like, the pistol from Halo 1 was the most magical,
the best weapon
quality
on
refined. Earth. It's just masterfully designed. Go ahead.
Plasma pistol in Halo 1.
Yeah, plasma pistol was overrated.
You would
get the shield down immediately.
You literally just run around. You'd have the plasma pistol and the normal pistol, which are just normally two shit-sounding weapons. You just run around with a charge, deplete shield, or you do the spam hit, and, like, it continually, like, stutters them, and they can't do shit. So you either full charge it into headshot dead, or you just tap, and then they're just like this doing nothing, and they can't do it, and then you just get a couple headshots done. Dude, like, those basic weapons, so good.
Nobody will believe me because everybody always toots their own horn about this type of shit. I shit you not, I was one of the best players on planet Earth. I'm telling you, man, like, everybody always says that, though, you know what I mean? But, like, as soon as you hit the corner, 3 shots to your head.
Did you play?
No, I played online. Yeah.
Halo 3. Halo 3 was, I think, the first one where they had the rankings. What was your highest ranking? Do you remember?
So Halo 3 is when Halo 1 and 2 were my era. That was when I was magical. Halo 3 I played, but I didn't play as much as I played 1 and 2.
Okay. Halo 3 I peaked out at Brigadier, which was, I believe, level 45 out of 50, which was pretty decent.
3 is when they nerfed the shit out of the battle rifle, though, right? Because 2 is when the battle rifle was introduced, and then 3 is when the battle rifle kind of got like nerfed, I want to say.
Yeah, and then they re-released it later on as a different weapon. I can't remember the names. Like later, Halo gets hazy on me. But yeah, because you had like because then they released the single shot one as opposed to the triple shot one because of the triple shot that made it a bit average. Unless you played SWAT mode. Unless you played SWAT mode where any headshot was a kill, and then it was like and SWAT was such a like they had all those game modes, but dude, SWAT was so fun.
Where was no shield, right? Yeah, dude, that was the best because it was all reaction time. It was like as soon as you hit the corner, who can hit the head quick, you know, fast. Dude. And jumping in the air, aiming down was like you're GG's. Or you knew somebody was jumping in the air, so you got adapted to that.
Did you? Okay. Did you ever get the Scarab gun? Did you do that kind of shit?
I probably did, but I'll be honest with you, Volk. I was a technical motherfucker. Like I was a sniper or pistol or
I'm talking about those weird Easter egg achievements. So in Halo 2, you know the second stage where you go over the bridge in the Scorpion, you go over the bridge. And there's all the banshees coming down at you. You can mount a banshee and kick someone out, and then you shoot the wings off it. You fly all the way through the tunnel, and then you got to grenade launch it through this last bit of the tunnel. Then you get into the second half of the map with it. You fly up to the very top, and there's a plasma rifle, but you pick it up, and it's actually the Scarab, the big nuke Scarab gun, and you just go. And then there's other areas
that you remember all of it.
Yeah. There's other areas you can fly to, and there's like this massive beach ball in like this off the grid portion of the game that you like, like was never designed to be made, but they put a beach ball there, and then you can shoot it with the Scarab. Yeah, there's so much shit, dude. It's so fun.
I'm not gonna lie. Your ability to retain all that is amazing. I definitely don't remember that. What I do remember is cheating on Halo 2 and like doing this quick little button input to fly across the screen with the sword and take somebody's life. You're like way across the screen. Bro.
Yes.
All right, let's continue. Let's get through this list real quick. I don't have that much more, but I do got a bit more. But Halo, I full blown expected us to stop and have a whole ass combo about that. Yeah. All right, Jet Set Radio, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and Conqueror's Bad Fur Day.
Dude, I actually messaged Tectone, and I'm like, Zenless Zone Zero gave me Jet Set Radio Future vibes.
It did. I told him the same thing. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the podcast. I told him the same thing. It's same shit. Go ahead.
That game, the reason I remember that game so vividly was I think it was the Xbox. When I bought my Xbox, was it the Xbox? That was an Xbox game, yeah? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
Sega Dreamcast, I believe, actually.
I think it was like on
first, and then they brought it back on Xbox.
Yeah, so
I'll look that up actually.
So I got it from the Xbox one. That was like the skating, spray painting, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Release system. Yes. Hell yeah, dude. No, that game was gold. So, it's the only game of its kind, honestly.
So when I got my Xbox, the only thing I had was the beginner disc that it came with, and it came with 2 games on the one disc. One was like Forza 4, and the other was Jet Set Radio Future. So when I got my Xbox, that's all I had. So I like grinded Jet Set Radio Future. That was a sick game.
I'm pretty sure it came on Sega Dreamcast, and then it came back to Xbox, but the best thing about that game, it was the fact that it was the only game of its kind where you were grinding on rails, pulling up on anything, spray painting it, and then you had new characters with different speeds and what do you call it when you're maneuvering? Yeah, no, bro, that game's untouchable. But we're not going to get in Zen Zone Zero yet, but that was a big reason why it attracted me, because it gave that same vibe, the music down to the artwork. We'll get into that in a bit. All right, going on, we got Conquerors. Wait, what else did I say? Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Conqueror's Bad Fur Day and go ahead.
Yeah, both of them.
Conker's Bad Fur Day for me is one of the greatest games of all time that nobody knows about.
That was so epic, that game.
Nobody knows about it. You're the first. I'm so amazed that you even know about it, Volk.
and then there was like Conker Live and Reloaded, which I think was like the new one where they did like all the Matrix stuff and like it was so good.
So you're a shooter heart. You have a shooter's heart then. You do. I can't believe you didn't play COD back in the Modern Warfare days because you pretty much I can hear you love shooters.
Yeah, shooters. When I was a kid, it was all shooters. Like that's what we did. But yeah, COD was sort of a bit later, and it was a bit like I was more Ghost Recon back in those days for the realistic type shooters and stuff like that. But COD just never hit with me. I don't know. I was still too into Halo at that stage.
Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, Simpsons Hit and Run.
Simpsons Hit and Run, obviously everyone played that when you went over to a kids party or something like that. Ratchet and Clank, yes, that was a good game. They made a movie that I've never seen yet.
Same here.
And the other one I didn't know.
Okay, that's fine. Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, two cut from the same cloth. Dark Souls franchise, Bloodborne, Elder Scrolls franchise.
None of them. That's when
Okay, so you're not a Souls guy.
That's when I think that was when I was in peak WoW time. And when I was WoW, you
had a black hole moment with WoW.
Yeah, I had 7 years black hole with WoW. So
holy hell, I didn't know that, Volk.
Yeah.
Well, so how come you didn't get back in on this thing? You knew it'd take your life away if you did, huh? Like, I don't think you can.
So this happened.
It's a slippery slope.
Like, okay,
it's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Was it earlier this year? I think it was earlier this year. Dude, time goes too quick. But I was at the gym. And I saw one of my mates there who I hadn't seen in ages. One of the boys I used to play WoW with. And this was like a week before Classic Lich King launched. And he's like, dude, are we going to play? I went home. I paid for a 6-month subscription. I paid to get a boosted character. I boosted a paladin because I was like, I'll just play paladin. I'll just go holy paladin. I'll just heal. Never logged in again.
Oh no!
I was
you did the gacha thing where you spend money and it just completely goes.
Because I did that and I was like, no, like I can't spend that much time in like if I do well, I do insane, well, man. And it's like I ain't doing that. Nah.
Yeah, and MMOs, man, they're just that's the only bad thing about them, bro. The time dump especially for a family man dynamic is just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
single as a Pringle or just don't do it.
I can't.
You would have loved Final Fantasy 11 though if you played World for 7 years. You would have loved 11. I'm telling 11 is my guy, so good for its time. It was ahead of its time. But okay, we're almost done. We're getting through it. Elder Scrolls franchise. Oh, we already said that. You didn't play those, right? No. Fable, Castlevania, Max Payne.
Original Fable was so good.
What the happened to it, man? I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's blasphemy that they haven't like brought it back. It's blasphemy.
It was one of the best choose your path games I've ever played. I played so many save files of that game because it was so fun to play it each different way, play different style. Like it was so good.
You have yourself a couple bad bitches, Renaissance Festival baddies.
Dude,
it's great. I always bring it up any chance I get because it is a game that is so. I'm so baffled how it hasn't been remade yet. But when it does, when that game gets announced at whatever game show, people are gonna lose their shit from our age, bro. It's crazy.
100%.
Okay, Castlevania, Max Payne, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, I love. The other two, not so much.
Okay, that's fine. Demon's Crest, Phantasy Star Online, and that's all I got left on the list.
I honestly don't even know what they are.
Okay, so Demon's Crest was on Super Nintendo. I was just throwing you a curveball on that one. But Phantasy Star Online is easily one of the most goated fucking RPGs. But again, you either played it or you didn't. It's one of those. It's a hit or miss if you played it or not.
Yep.
But that's it, man. That lasted way longer than I thought. Go ahead, Volk.
No, I was just gonna say I was very like things that like aside from my early chipped Xbox before they shut down all the markets over here and you could stop buying games, and like chipped PlayStation, like that was my played everything. Besides that, I was very tunnel vision on Pokemon, WoW, Halo. Like that was like the tunnel vision zone.
I love how Pokemon encapsulates everyone.
Dude, I still think Digimon could have been better if they actually like marketed better. That's like a hot take, but I love Digimon as well. I'm hanging out for a good Zoids game, dude. Like I got the Zoids here. Dude, I loved Zoids beyond belief, but they just never released a good game. They did release a good Game Boy Advance game that I played for a fair bit, but that was it. But yeah, besides that, it was like those things, Pokemon, WoW, and Halo were the big ones, along with Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL, and that was it.
Okay, no, that's fine, man. I want to finish up with this podcast with the topic we started before we even recorded the camera. We're going to hit it again, though. Honkai Star Rail, of course, we got to talk about it. We have a Honkai Star Rail audience. 1.5 was slow. Me personally, I didn't mind the slow patches because when there's a slow patch, us as content creators, we have to make content, we have to play the games and cover them. And me and you are family men. We spend time with our kids as well as our loved one. So when there's a slow patch for me, that means more time with my family or more time playing games I've been wanting to play anyways. I have a backlog of games I want to play. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy, the newest one, 16, Xenoblade Chronicles franchise, finish the Personas. There's so many games I can go on. But when there's a slow patch, I personally don't mind it because I get to spend time with other people, and I feel like people get lost in the, oh, there's a slow patch, I can't believe it, Honkai, what's going on with you guys? And it's like, dude, it's okay. You have a whole life outside of Honkai Star Rail, and people tend to forget that.
Yep. So for me, like I said, like when we were just chatting before, but I didn't realize you were recording and I wasn't.
That's okay. Go ahead, because you had some good input on it.
I just said I gave it the attention that I thought it deserved at the time. Like it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means it's slow. And I'm like, okay, that's the attention that I give to it. And I mean, it was good for me having a slow patch because I had other games launching that I was playing on my other channel. So I was just keeping busy with that stuff. And I mean, I don't really like. The thing with Hoyoverse games is they are more casual. So you can't expect not to have slow patches in a casual game. Like it's just, 100%. It's the nature of it. And if it was super sweaty, then it wouldn't be as casual of a game. Like we were talking about this, like I was saying to you why I'm enjoying Black Clover so much is because it's got PvP. Yeah. And I'm enjoying having competition in a game because a lot of games, especially since Genshin, a lot of games are going that more casual, no PvP, because they're like, Genshin did it, that worked, that's what people want. And I enjoy PvP, even though I play games free to play. And it's like, but the pay spend is going to be. I just want to do my best. So, and I was just going to say, and also to bring up something you mentioned off stream as well, was the people saying they wanted more content from Reverse 1999, which is quite literally a side game that doesn't have content that lasts longer than, 3 days tops. Yeah. And that's just the nature of a lot of these games. And so you're going to have slow periods. And I think one of the beauties of Star Rail that I enjoy is, it's not so much about what you have in the game at the moment. It's always about what's coming. I feel like that's always the more exciting thing. And for me, it's the more exciting thing to talk about is like potential and what's coming, because I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. I think people get really like, it's enjoyable to talk about what could happen because once stuff comes into the game, you kind of realize that you can just do it all anyway. you know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. That's so real though, man. Yeah. So anybody that gets mad at that is a idiot, bro. That's so real though. But basically what you're getting at is the surprise factor, the fear of the, or not the fear of the unknown, the curiosity of the unknown is the most exciting dopamine rush for the gacha dynamic. 100%. Like I'm looking forward to the most for 1.6. Just what I could do with Ron May's broken ass team wide massive buff. Like I am so looking forward to getting rid of the hyper buff meta and going into the dual DPS or triple DPS meta. Like just the thought of that without even being able to play it excites me. And that's it. That's what I'm looking forward to in 1.6. Literally just that.
Yep. 100%. And that's to me the beauty and why Honkai Star Rail has been received so well, in my opinion. It's that it's exciting for new stuff, and the fun comes from playing with new things not from achieving things because you can achieve everything anyway. It's more of like on my alt account. Like, so I started an alt account and I got Jing Liu. Then I got Bronya from Standard Banner, which I hadn't had Bronya before on my accounts.
That's huge, dude.
And then I got Ho-Oh. I can't help but say the Pokemon name. And then I got and then I got Argenti. And I know a lot of people like, Skip, I'm like, dude, I need another DPS. Argenti is just a fun character.
Yeah.
Not to mention that he's getting fixed next patch, which is probably going to make him feel even stronger. So yeah,
I think he's boring as shit, but I hear you on that. I mean, then again, it's a bit of an ignorance for me because I never played him. I just don't like the idea of the simplicity kit. I need a Xing Shui kind of kit. I need complexity, and there's no complexity. You just nuke.
Yeah. So I think the enjoyment for me comes in watching his AI, where if there is no boss on the field, he will use the small AOE and just clear ads. Yeah. I'm like, it's just so satisfying from playing on that account, Jing Liu, who is just like, Jing Liu Bronya on auto is just like, I just want to rip my hair out. But like, and then I got an Argentine.
Yeah, that's true.
Then I got the Argentine. I'm just like, you go, son. You do your thing. Yeah, it's like, it's just so nice, man.
That's so true. Like Jing Liu and Imbibe Lune and a number of people, honestly. I always fail. I need to do a better job considering autoplay quality in my content, because you're right, Argenti on autoplay is an absolute peak, I would imagine, because it's just skill and ult. There's nothing else to do, right? How can the AI that up? But going back to the 1.6 update, apart from looking forward to Ron May's potential with dual DPS and triple DPS teams, was there something you expected in 1.6 that didn't get delivered, or do you feel like they hit the nail on the head pretty goddamn well?
I think they hit it pretty well. The one thing, if you could say, it's not disappointment, it's just it's not what I thought it was going to be, is the I forgot the name of it, the AOE
Forgotten
MOC.
Oh, Pure Fiction.
Pure Fiction. It sounded, when they announced the concept of it like a month or so ago, it sounded like it was going to be a different style of thing, but now it just looks like, from the dev stream, an AOE MOC.
You're absolutely right. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, so that was like the one thing I was like, everything in 1.6, I'm like, this is cool. Like I'm liking 1.6, but that was the one thing I was like, I thought that was going to be a bit different, but we got to wait and play it and see how it feels, if it feels different, or whether it is just... You got a good
point. You got a good point, though. And if that's the case, you know, it might be a bit of a letdown, and that's something we'll be able to discuss. We'll probably discuss it in a future video, but like, I am concerned that Forgotten Hall is just going to be the same thing, where they just increase health pools, but there's not really anything innovative brought to those upper levels. And that's what I was really looking forward to with new modes. If you're going to give me a new mode, I would like for it to be a bit innovative. Now, to be fair, in Pure Fiction, even if it's AOE MOC, it's still innovative in a way. But we need a wow factor, and there's not a wow factor in there.
Yeah, to be fair, I think they did a pretty good job with Swarm as like for new content, and obviously we've got another new version of Swarm coming as well. So that's another thing, and this is where I always come back to with PvE games. It's a struggle. I feel like it's a struggle for them to design for content, because people always want more engaging new content. But then if they make it too hard, then other players are pissed that it's too hard and they can't get the stuff. So
that drives me insane, Vulcan.
It's a very, very tough balance, because you're trying to cater towards both. And that's why, for me personally, and I know a lot of people hate PvP in Gacha games, but I mean, not to blow my own horn, top 200 in Black Clover free to play, boys. But like,
that is impressive. That's something you brought up.
No, but I just like being able to compete, and the idea of an endless end game in PvP. And I completely get that's not coming to Hoyo games. Like, I'm not expecting that in a Hoyo game. I'm not pushing for it. But it's just like, when you compare different styles, PvP is an endless reason to grind gear. Because there's always a better something better. Yeah, you go.
I just want to say there's no better replayability than PvP. Go ahead. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like so I'm sort of at the stage where, like, grinding relics, it's kind of like, you know, it's just to make it easier to have more characters built, and maybe I get that slight upgrade. But in PvP, when you got PvP, because I played Summoner's War for about 5 years before I made content. which was 2 Guild Wars per day. Arena, real-time arena, like that was like my first gacha game, and I played it for like 5 years, and I loved that. And like you never stopped grinding because you always wanted to get that better gear to compete in the Guild Wars and the arena. So
the gift that keeps on giving.
Back to the original point about like 1.6 about the AoE memory of chaos, stuff like that. It's just part and parcel with being a more casual PvE style game. Like, because no matter what they deliver, like Swarm was cool, but after you did Swarm, you're like, okay, what next? But like you can't have that much strong replayability in my mind in PvE modes. Because like memory of chaos, and this is why I love playing new accounts. Because there's nothing like what I love is trying to rush and beat the content as quick as possible, because then it's like it's a challenge. Because once you've done it and you're beefed up, for me now it's just about, okay, can I make teams that can auto MOC so I don't have to manual it? You know, now I'm trying to avoid playing the content because I just want the rewards. So it's a really tough thing in PvE games unless you're developing new content like on a weekly basis to keep that 100% engagement.
Well, I do agree. It's just for me, my enjoyment comes from just getting creative with team compositions. Like that is my biggest. If you take that out of that game, I'm gone. You lost Gacha Smack. But as long as those new characters come out that add to the intricate, complex combat system that they have and the elemental system, as long as new characters come out and they change up and they just make it even more intricate, that keeps me reeled in, because I'm like, oh, there's another way to play the game, or there's another thing to unravel and figure out. The figuring out for me is the most enjoyable part. If I start it, like I actually am completely opposite of you. If I only auto, I'm like, what am I doing this for? I might as well just go play a different game. But I've voiced this before. I've never been a fan of autoing because for me, I'm not even playing the game. So why am I playing the game? You know, that's my perspective on it, which is again an opposite perspective from you. Go ahead.
I've got another friend who's always like, no, games shouldn't have auto. I'm like, I want to manual, but I want a reason. I don't want to manual because the game forces me to. I want to manual because I have to defeat something. And then, so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm just going to make auto teams, because now my next challenge is, okay, can I construct a team to do this without effort?
Repetitive day-to-day grind, you're 100% right. Why the do I want to continue doing the same thing every day when I can auto it?
Yeah, it's sort of like, that's where I liked Swarm. Because it was like, okay, I need to manual this. I need to manual it. Whereas MOC got to the point where I'm like, okay, MOC, the gears I could try manual for 0 cycle, but now I'm like, even that's kind of getting stale for and like enjoyment for me. So I'm like, now let's just make it auto. Let's just make it auto so I can do that, and then I hopefully they introduce something else that needs to manual, and that's where Swarm was fun, because I had to manual to clear it, which I found really enjoyable because I had to do it to do it. I wasn't forced into it. So
no, I think the way you laid it out was beautiful, Volkin. You're absolutely right. And I was gonna say, I found myself swallowing my words with R1999, because now I cannot be to play the game. I just want to auto it. You know what I mean? And it's because I figured everything out. I cleared it manually, the hardest content in the game. And now it's like, I don't want to do that again. So I get it. I get what you mean. I don't want to do it again until a new character comes out and I get to play them and figure them out.
Yeah, so and that once again is the beauty of Star Rail and stuff, is the new character, like full circle. But I had to touch on the thing I'm looking forward to most in 1.6 is actually, I've forgotten her name, the 4-star. What's her name again?
Xueyi. Oh my God, dude.
How cool are her animations, her kid? I'm like, no, this is like such a heart-tearing moment for me, because I'm such a QQ guy at heart. Like, I love QQ.
I know Quantum you're not going to abandon QQ, but you might take a little break.
Dude, I like, her kid just looks so cool. You ignore what element they are. You just break everything. You got like this stacking, and then you get the default. Like, I just think her kid looks way better than anything else. Like,
no, dude, I'm shocked. She's a 4-star. I'm glad you can see that with me, because I looked at that kid, I took a peek at leaks, and I was just like, what the this is a 4-star? That's crazy.
Yeah, and like everyone's like jacked for a free ratio. I'm like, dude, I kind of want Xueyi.
Yes, wait, I'm telling you, Volkin, I'm going for the E1 Ranmei specifically so I can get as close as possible to an E6. Hopefully the game doesn't butcher me.
Yeah.
Hopefully the game doesn't give me 85 copies of what's her name? March 7th.
I tell you what, that's something else I got to give him props for. Swapping the 4-star onto the first banner because they're giving us the free ratio and no people won't summon. That could have been like a dick move, which it wouldn't have looked like a dick move because it would have just been following what they always do with the 4-star on the second banner. I thought that was quite respectful to the players to put the 4-star on that banner.
No, Volk, they knocked that shit out the park. And people need to, and that's why I tell you these Genshin stands have a mental illness. Like, you got to give credit where it's due. They gave us a free limited banner 5-star, but then they didn't butcher you on the brand new 4-star and they put it on the banner that's actually the most valuable as well. And like, to not acknowledge that just goes to show how much of a fucking problem you have, man. Like, that was an overall W. I'm serious. Like, how can you not acknowledge that? But instead full 360 or full 180 and say, yeah, well, you get a free star because nobody's gonna pull on it anyway. What you can make that argument for all of Genshin Impact going forward, because there's no, like you said, there's no difficulty content in it. You don't need any characters, so that argument can be made for any gacha game. But giving that out was a loud and clear message that they were thankful for winning Mobile Game of the Year, for the ongoing support of their community. So I don't know. That was huge. The last thing I want to touch up on is, and it's going to be a short conversation, but 2.0 Penacony. How are you feeling about what they showed thus far? Who are you looking forward to playing with the most out of the characters they revealed? Me personally, I think Gallagher looks like a Chad, and I think Sam, the fucking robot, of course, looks like a Chad.
I'm always the guy that likes the non-humanoid, like the non-human characters. Like,
also, you're a mecha. You're a mecha nerd.
I remember in like my Star Rail beta like impressions, I'm like, and like, because it's like one of those things, because like coming into Hoyo games, this was before I'd covered anything Hoyo. To be fair, Star Rail, I've had like no dramas. Like, people are pretty good. Like, because you hear all the Genshin stuff, and I'm like, I was like nervous to say, I'm like, characters, they look good, they're well designed, but they're all pretty standard. Like, you know, from the original roster. And now that I've seen Sam, and who was that demon looking mother that we had on the, like,
bro, is that like a Ghost Rider villain, bro?
Dude, like, if that's playable, I'm 100% there. So those are the two, like, I'm 100% down for. Everyone else, it's like, you know, I'll go for the you know, anything with the samurai sword and stuff like that, because, you know,
you just blew my mind. You're right. Those two are completely different designs from Hoyo versus standard pretty girl, pretty boy design with the swaggy outfits. Now you got a mecha and you got a Ghost Rider looking motherfucker. Oh, that's crazy.
The one thing I will say is they've done, I feel like they've done some decent. So my problem was, I always wanted like an Escanor looking mother. You know, I want this like massive jack dude. Like, give
like Gallagher.
Give the kids at home like a big idol. So like, I want to look like this. I need to get out to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, give us that. But I think the Star Rail dudes have been pretty good. I feel like the Star Rail dudes have been pretty good in general. I've been pretty happy with them. Like Blade, maybe not in that aspect, but Blade's demeanor and his whole, like, just the whole vibe of Blade, I think was fantastic. I think they nailed that. To be fair, Argenti, I mean, a bit of a flog, but, you know, it's still a cool character to play.
100%. We need the bulky dude, like you said, Escanor at noon, or hopefully Gallagher. I don't know if you saw it, but he actually had a little bit of peach fuzz going on, which I was happy about, because like Hoyoverse seems to have like, I don't know, anti-facial hair thing going on with their video games. One of the characters that got announced at the beginning of Genshin Impact, to conclude the conversation, is this guy named Varka, and everybody's been waiting on him since the dawn of time, bro. And he's supposed to be the only Chad in the game who's actually older, actually looks like what's his name from Fairy Tail, the guy who looks like Shanks from One Piece. You know, did you watch Fairy Tail? Okay, but you know what I'm talking about. I envision that kind of character of this guy, but he's still, to this day, hasn't been revealed. And I'm also thinking they're probably not going to put any facial hair on him either, and that'll be the sink in the nail for me ever returning. But basically, I love that Gallagher had a little bit of peach fuzz, and that's all I had to say about that.
I never noticed that. I don't notice these little things. Like, I think it was Braxophone told me, he's like, you notice that every female character has a garter?
Yeah.
I'm like,
wait,
wow. The garter, the thing around the leg. And then I think Jing Liu didn't, and I was like, wow, like they actually didn't.
I never noticed that actually.
Yeah. Even this is a bit fringe, but even Clara has one, which I was like, okay, now they're getting a bit.
Yeah, that's
but
weird.
I never
That's
noticed
mad
if you look through all the female characters, like
You'll
March, Zila, like all of them. And I never noticed till he said
I
it.
noticed the choker sometimes too. I see a lot of them have that little choker around their neck.
I didn't even notice that.
I did. I know you'll see it now. Yeah. Well, Volkin, man, thank you so much for taking time out of your day, brother. It's been a true pleasure. Anytime I speak with you, I feel like I don't have to try to entertain you. I don't feel like I need to have a defense barrier up or that you're being ingenuine. And I can truly appreciate that, especially in the content creator space. It's been a pleasure, brother.
No, I appreciate it, dude. Always happy.
Is there anything you want to say to the audience? Are you promoting anything? You got any business endeavors going on that you want to say or what?
Nah, I'm chill, man. It's all
okay,
good.
well, guys, give Volkin a subscribe on his YouTube channel. I'll be sure to link it down below in the description box as well as the pinned comment section. Thanks for watching us. Y'all take care, and I hope you brought some. We had some, good, invaluable, and thought-provoking conversation to take home with you guys, or at the very least, entertaining. Take care.